Today I'll be sharing with you all the books my rising third grader will be using for year 3 on Ambleside Online. I will be sharing what we are going to be using for math, language arts, as well as all of the books. I will show them all to you, all the books from the Ambleside Online year 3. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andrea and I am a homeschooling mama of an 8-year-old who will be starting third grade and year 3 on Ambleside Online curriculum in this coming year, 2026, 2027. And I am so excited because I have so many books and I want to share them all with you. I mentioned in another video that for math, my daughter asked to go back to the good and the beautiful, and I just want her to be happy in her homeschool and in her life. I do not want her to be miserable. There's no point in pushing math to a kid that's not naturally math inclined, at least not now in the first few years of her education. And that was exactly how I was. I did not get into math until 7th grade, and something just clicked, and then I quickly climbed to the top of my class. I am glad that we homeschool and she has the possibility of doing something that for her it's more fun. I don't think there's anything wrong with the good and the beautiful. I mentioned on one video last year talking about why we were no longer using the good and the beautiful, and I said I actually love it. It's the style of learning that works for me. Big fan of Spiral personally, because as we move forward, we may forget a few things that we learned, and I think Spiral is brilliant. At least it works for me. I just believe that my daughter, now I have a different understanding about why she struggled so much with the good and the beautiful, and I don't think it was the good and the beautiful. I think it was just homeschooling in general, that we had a period of adaptation there. And I didn't understand it then, but now I understand that she just wasn't mature enough to sit down and to do the work, just like they are not mature enough to sit down and do the work in a school setting. Maybe they just are not ready to sit down for many hours or just sit down and do work that they don't want to do. So now I understand that, because my daughter has been perfectly able to sit down since she was about 7.5 or so, and she became just a good student. She can sit down, no more tears, no crying, no complaining, and there's that. And of course, let's not forget Life of Fred for year 3, farming, goldfish, honey, and Edgewood. I believe 3rd grade goes until honey. Emma's almost done with the book Dogs, and she will finish that before the end of 2nd grade, and then we'll be ready to move on to this next level series. Now for language arts, we'll be using a couple of different things. We will most likely be done with All About Reading level 4 that we're currently working on. And once we're done with that, we will no longer do any reading program. And also I have decided, it's official, I have decided that I will not be following with All About Spelling, just because I don't see the point. I do not see the point. The more I think about it, the more it seems like busy work for me, because English is my 2nd language. I think everyone here already knows that. And I learned to read and write and spell as an adult. And I didn't know how to spell in English, and here I am, a good speller. And I just learned that by reading great books. I will also be using the Modern Speller for copywork and light spelling. We are not going to be going all crazy with spelling, just because I just realized that I want to be a little bit more Charlotte Mason intentional and just trust the process. I want to trust the process. So this upcoming year, 3rd grade, we will be using the Modern Speller, and we actually started using the 2nd half of 2nd grade for copywork. So we're just starting slow here with smaller sentences. Then the sentences get a little bit bigger, and then by 3rd grade, the sentences are much It starts, of course, smaller, and then it keeps getting, the sentences get a little bit, the copywork gets a little bit meatier. So we'll be using that. That's my plan for right now, and I think that's gonna work out. Now, for true language arts, we are going to just trust the process of Mr. Michael Clay Thompson, and we are just going to go with the island level. There are many books. This is instructor manual and student book, and the readers. Now they messed up and they sent me two of the same readers. We get 4 readers. We're missing one of them here, and I may do a review later on the island level for Michael Clay Thompson as I use it. I'm getting acquainted with it, taking a look at how to go about it, how to implement it and use it. And once I am feeling a little confident that I know what we're doing, I will come back and I will do a proper review and a flip through. If you're interested, I can do a flip through as well. Handwriting book, we are going to continue with Getty-Dubay, level C. She's still working on level C, and she just started with the little letters. So she graduated from big handwriting to smaller handwriting. She just started that this week. And from there, it goes, because she's doing the italic manuscript. From there, it goes to linked italic. So they use the italic, but they start to link a little bit, kind of like cursive. It gets to be a little bit more like that. Now, that's all we got for language arts apart from Ambleside Online. Ambleside Online has a rich literature curriculum and lots of just reading and books. Let's start with history. We are using from last year, from year 2, Child's History of the World. This book, I love this book, big fan. Then we are continuing with This Country of Ours. This is American history, and Our Island Story is my daughter's favorite history book. She just loves British history, and I think that's why she loves Shakespeare so much, which is another book, but I'll digress. I'll get back to Shakespeare. And of course, there's Trial and Triumph, which I have been reading the book on my Kindle, but I have ordered the physical book for the next school year. Now, other books that are scheduled on the Ambleside Online are The Secret of the Woods, Marco Polo, The Secret of Everything, Everyday Things, The Secret of Everyday Things, The Princess and the Goblin, The Children of the New Forest. Those are all scheduled throughout the year. There are more scheduled books. American Tall Tales, The Landing of the Pilgrims, Leonardo da Vinci. This is pertaining the Heroes book. There are Water Babies by Charles Kingsley. So I bought this one because it comes with 2 of them, and there's the commentary. It's basically a teacher's guide, and I love it. The commentary from Anne E. White was so helpful when I was brand new to Ambleside Online and to narration. So it was wonderful. We used the Little Duke. I just got it online and read on the Kindle, but I decided to just get the actual print book for the Heroes this year. And it tells you vocabulary, what it means. It gives you the characters, who is in the chapter, where it is located. It gives you questions for narrations at the end of each chapter. It gives you like an idea for creative narration. So I really like this book, and so I ordered this one. More books that are scheduled are The Jungle Book. This book is actually scheduled. There is Shakespeare, and as you know, we use the Nesbit, beautiful stories from Shakespeare for children by E. Nesbit. And There are a couple stories, 2 or 3 stories missing here. So I got the Living Books, the Living Book version of the Tales from Shakespeare by Lamb, Charles and Mary Lamb. Okay, so we'll be using both of them. My daughter absolutely loves Shakespeare. She loves Shakespeare. And I just think she will want to read both of these. For poetry, we got the Ambleside Poetry Anthology, Volume 3. We've used Volume 2 for second grade, year 2. For science, it was really hard to find this book, so this is not in the greatest shape, but it works. It works. It's not terrible, but it works. It's a book of experiments that we'll be using for science. It's also on the schedule. There's Pagu by Holling C. Holling. I think we're coming to an end from his books. And let's not forget Parables from Nature. I love this book. I think the stories go a little bit over my daughter's head, but I love it and I continue to read them for my own pleasure. Also, it is scheduled, and I like that it's scheduled because it's something to get done, and since I enjoy it, it's perfect. But if at any point things get a little too crazy, too many books, too many readings, I would be okay just setting Parables from Nature aside. Although I don't want to, but we shall see. Some books that are not scheduled, but I think it will be very helpful. This one, Stories from the History of Rome. I've seen some moms commenting that this will be really good preparation for Plutarch in year 4. So we'll be reading this one. There's also Captain John Smith that was highly recommended to be read between year 2 and year 3. Also, I love Dolaire's books. So we got this book of Norse myths, and it may be scheduled. It may be not. We have it, and it will be read at some point. Some free reads that I already had, Sarah Plain and Tall. I own this one. We've had this for a while, and I just separated here as a free read. And also Alice in Wonderland. We have the Puffin series, a lot of the books, and this one came damaged, so I'm sending it back and to get a new one. But this is a free read too, Alice in Wonderland. That's what we have. Some extra books that I didn't show. There's more books here. There's more books. I have so many more books to go. There's this Men of Iron, highly recommended as a free read. There is William Shakespeare biography. I was able to find this. Is this used? This looks used, but brand new. I think I got it from Amazon, actually. I'm not sure where I got this, but I was able to find it for a really good price, and it's hardcover. Then we have Michelangelo. This is also as an alternative if we cannot find the Bard of Avon, the William Shakespeare one. Then there is Columbus. There is Leaf the Lucky, all scheduled books. I have Thomas Paine and the Dangerous World. I am not sure why I bought this book. I don't think it's scheduled, but we have it here. So we'll see what's going to happen with this book. And since I bought this Thomas Paine, I found some other really good books on morality and common sense. And there's another one that's coming in the mail, something about morality. Can't remember exactly what it was. Too many books happening, but I'll be sure to share once I have the books and go through them and give reviews. But that's what we have for Ambleside Online. There's also A Child's Introduction to Greek Mythology. And I think I just bought this one because it was highly recommended. It is not scheduled. I don't think it's scheduled, but I have it here on my pile. And yeah, this is what we have. As far as materials, I got this binder for her for 3rd grade. So she can have her own binder. I can have mine and she can have hers to give her a little bit more independence and responsibility. I also got a history timeline notebook by School Nest we'll get serious about doing a history timeline this next year, since will not be joining classical conversations. I have decided we're not going to be joining classical conversations, so I have to get on with timeline. I also got a notebook for copy work, and I got a third grade notebook just to be kind of a commonplace, everything, all the work that she does with Life of Fred, if she needs anything for math or writing or something, anything and everything for third grade will be in one place. And this is also a school nest. It's just a regular notebook. And I also have a science notebook. I'm not sure about this, how we're going to use it, but I have it too. So we'll see. That is all the things that I got for third grade. I did get a new pencil holder, pencil case for her. That's not featured here, but I did get that for her as well. I will make sure to leave the links for all these products and items in the description section. Every time I finish recording these videos, I realize that I forgot to mention something. So if I didn't mention something, if you have any questions about something that I haven't shown, but you know I should have talked about, just leave me a comment in the comments below and I'll be sure to respond to you. If you came this far, thank you so much for following along with us on this wonderful journey that is homeschooling and following Ambleside Online. I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao.